for Justice Studies and Innovations was established in 2005 to provide knowledge and offer technical support to complement national reforms in the administration of justice. CJSI's vision is to be the premier independent authority on research and advocacy in the Ugandan justice system. The center works closely with government but retains its own identity and closely guards its independence.
CJSI's vision is to advance justice, complementing Government of Uganda reforms through research, demonstrations and advocacy. Where CJSI has to remain independent is to ensure that we reach the goal of the UN Global Standards on Delivery of Justice. And many of those times we chart out new territories where we think government should go. We have to retain our independence to bring out the new areas that even where government is not ready to go, to demonstrate to them that this can work. And then we bring it back into the justice system.
That independence enables CJSI to engage with a wide range of institutions using the 3 principles of coordination, cooperation, and communication to achieve results.
CJSI was really born to try and show through practical examples that change can happen within the justice system, that it can be done through small steps that just rely on coordination, cooperation, and communication among the parties.
The center has built strong relationships with key players in the justice, law and order sector. Staff hosts regular workshops and training sessions, sharing information and initiating dialogue, as well as offering technical support.
I think CJSI understands the context of working in Uganda. It's done a very good situational analysis, and as a result of that, most of their interventions are relevant and spot on. You have many institutions and people asking CJSI to do for them work. If I take the example of the sector, I think of all the 17 institutions, I think CJSI is writing about 10 investment plans for the institutions. And that can only go to show that they are a force to reckon with within the justice reform program.
CJSI is a partner with the sector, especially in the area of capacity building. We normally call on them to act as facilitators in many of our training programs, and we have never regretted, because many of the times we end up achieving what we have set ourselves to achieve. Where we have gone to CJSI to provide consultant services and other technical support, we have never been disappointed.
The center's niche lies in its extensive knowledge of justice system reforms and its ability to engage with decision makers at all levels.
We work at 2 levels. We work with the communities where the justice system actually plays out, whether justice is delivered to the people or not. We also work at policy levels to make sure we bridge the gap between the people who are supposed to access justice and then the policy makers who are supposed to deliver justice to the people. So we have very strong relationships with the government. We have very, very strong relationships with the civil society who are complementing and most of the time providing the checks and balances in terms of delivery of justice, but we also have very strong roots in the communities because it's there that we see what is working, what is not, and then we seek reasons why it may not be working.
The Center for Justice Studies and Innovations has built a strong reputation for research and publishes regular reports covering a wide range of topics. As well as carrying out research and training, the center offers practical solutions and has implemented demonstration programs in the areas of gender and child justice. It also advocates at local, national, and international levels. For the past 2 years, the Center for Justice Studies and Innovations has dedicated efforts to ensuring that the justice system plays its role in effectively serving the needs of children. The Justice for Children program was launched in 2011.
The program itself is a JLOS initiative. There are lots of indicators with JLOS trying to ensure that the children in Uganda have a just living. The program is funded by UNICEF and is being implemented by the Center for Justice Studies.
The 3-year program works towards ensuring that all children are protected and that the justice system properly serves their needs.
I am very proud of the achievements that the program has made. It's not every day that you find a program that is trying to change the system and change the system from within and work with the system actors at the same time, with the beneficiaries of the system. So I think it's a very unique program. It has lots of potential. And at the end of the day, even at the end of the program, you assure that what you have done will remain within the justice systems.
The Justice for Children program operates in 16 sites across Uganda, and staff work tirelessly on children's issues, protecting the rights of children they come into contact with and guiding victims, witnesses and perpetrators of crimes through the justice system. Among other things, the program works to ensure that justice system is child-friendly and special court sessions for children have been introduced. Emphasis is placed on fast-tracking cases involving children, and large numbers of cases have been cleared as a result of this initiative. The program helps children like Lydia, who was arrested after an argument.
She started abusing me that I'm a prostitute like my mom. So I also got annoyed and I started abusing her. They imprisoned me at Ginger Road for one day. I felt bad because big women were there talking bad words only, and even the mattresses were not there. Then they brought me to court. From court I went to an agreement home. I stayed there for 3 months.
Justice for Children staff worked hard to ensure that Lydia was released from detention and able to return home.
They tried their level best to help me, but it was not easy because whenever they used to tell the magistrate to give me the bail, the magistrate used to refuse until they went to another magistrate. In future, I want to be a lawyer in order to help those children who don't have that support.
Using the CJSI principles of coordination, cooperation and communication, the Justice for Children program brings together police, probation, communities and the judiciary to prove that more can be achieved when working together.
We do lots of collaboration. We don't make decisions on our own. We actually wait for the guidance to come from the actors themselves. For instance, when it comes to training, the actors are the ones who identify where the gaps are. We are not imposing what we do on the actors, but we allow the actors to come to us or we go to them so that we can work together.
Working with jailers institutions, the Justice for Children program identifies areas where the justice system is failing children. Once areas for improvement are identified, staff are on hand to offer support by providing training, hosting workshops, and bringing different institutions together for dialogue.
This training purposes specifically focuses on practical steps on how we can improve on administration of justice for children in the region.
I wish to commend the Justice for Children program for having organized this training workshop. Actually, I was one of the advocates or proponents for this kind of program. We have come to realize that there are certain persistent shortcomings that keep recurring in the cases that are presented before us for trial. And we hope that at the end of this training program, we shall get out of here better equipped, more advanced in our knowledge, and also more alert when we are dealing or handling cases of children.
The Justice for Children program maintains close working relationships with district chain-linked committees and regularly brings parties together to discuss issues concerning children.
I'd like to take this opportunity to thank His Worship for welcoming us to Luzira Magistrates Court. We will also use this opportunity to discuss issues that are of concern with us in due regard to juvenile justice.
First of all, thank you very much for the opportunity you gave us by coming to our unit. We have some people, some prisoners who are suspected to be juveniles. we have tried to do as a policy of the department not to allow the juveniles to be kept in the same unit with the adults.
I'm going to take immediate steps and make sure that I write to the police surgeon to make sure that verification is done to confirm the age of those suspected juveniles whom we have got in prison. Having had all these discussions, I believe they will be so fruitful and help us in administration of juvenile justice. I encourage us as member of DCC and Justice for Children to be positive and make sure that we consider children as future leaders for this country and do our best to make sure that we help them.
The Center for Justice Studies and Innovations has come a long way, but the spirit of leadership, innovation, and obligation to do one's part without excuses still runs deep in the center's activities.
CJSI exists primarily to bridge the gap between the voices of the people and the justice system. It's important for the ordinary person to know that services delivered by a justice system are their entitlements. The justice system exists as a service delivery mechanism. A lot has been done to get to where we are, but then a lot more needs to be done. CJSI is hopeful in the future we're going to engage in deeper reforms, making sure people's voices and needs are brought into the justice system and that the reforms actually speak to the barriers that are presently constraining access to justice.